Hi guys, and welcome back. I hope everyone is doing well. Over the past year or so, I've been making these favorites videos, like seasonal favorites videos, and they have quickly become one of my favorite kinds of videos to make because essentially it is just an excuse for me to talk about all of my favorite clothing and books and people and things and music and basically everything that I've been consuming over the past few months. These videos are just also super reminiscent of like the kind of YouTube videos that I personally grew up watching, so I like kind of recreating those. It totally puts me in this like romanticized girl blogger fantasy that I always dreamed of doing when I was a little kid. So honestly, let's just get right into it because we have much to discuss. The first one I have featured a ton on my channel already, which is just this little white sundress. This is the perfect white sundress for summer. It's very hot where I live, so these kind of like light, breathable, airy fabrics are super important for me to have. But there's just a lot of days that like I really want to look cute, but like it's really hard to dress cute when it's really hot outside, so this has been my go-to for that. This one is from H&M. I will try to link it down below if it's still available, and I just feel like every girl needs a good white sundress. The other dress that I've been loving is this plaid dress from Motel Rocks, which is just the perfect dress for me. I love plaid, and this is like the perfect summer one. It kind of has like a mod 60s kind of vibe to it. It has these cute little pockets, and I've been wearing this as like a little summer outfit, and I definitely feel like I'm gonna be able to transition this one into fall as well, so I love that. Next is my swimsuit. I don't know why I just did it like that. My swimsuit collection has been a favorite of mine. A company called Black Burrows Swim just recently sent me a bunch of new swimsuits for summer, so I'm so grateful for that because I literally did not have any swimsuits for the first half of summer until they sent me these. They are so cute, you guys. If you're looking for like really cute like floral feminine patterns, they have the best ones here. I got two like bikinis and then I got two one pieces. I love one pieces the most. That's what I'm always gravitating towards, and that's what I'm most likely to wear at any given moment. This floral one totally reminds me of like the swimsuits I used to wear when I was like a teenager. Not a teenager, like a kid, like a tween, like a middle schooler, I guess. This green toile one is my absolute favorite. I think it's so cute and so feminine. I just love like one pieces in general. I feel like they look so classy. Okay, a few more accessories that I've really been loving. These suede Mary Janes I've been wearing so much. They're a lot like the other Mary Janes that I've mentioned here before on my channel from the same brand, which is Trary, but the other ones that I've been wearing are leather. These ones are suede, so it's a little bit different. I'm not one to just branch out and wear completely different shoe options. I just love Mary Janes. They always look good. They're always cute, they're always comfortable, they always add that little berries and cream element to my outfits. I can wear these on picnics, I can wear them on walks, I can wear them to the club. Like, they're very versatile and they've lived many lives. A bag that I've been loving is this Starry Night tote bag that I purchased in Amsterdam last year, and this has been one of my go-tos this summer. I think it's so cute. I love taking it on my little walks, on my little beach trips, and it has served me very well this season. Another bag that I've been loving and has been very iconic in my life is this shoulder bag that I purchased in one of my last thrift stalls. I also use this bag a lot this summer when I was traveling. It was like a really good travel shoulder bag because it kind of has this like duffel bag kind of interior where it's like it's quite spacious on the inside, which is nice because I'm carrying like a ton of stuff with me everywhere when I'm traveling, and I feel like this looks like a little bit more of a fall handbag, so I'm definitely going to be transitioning this into autumn as well. Next category is books. So these are a collection of books that I've read this summer that I have really enjoyed, and I really recommend them. I'm not done with my summer reading. I still have a few more books and I still have time, but this is what I've loved so far. The first one is Girl with a Pearl Earring by Tracy Chevalier. This book has everything that I love. It's a historical fiction. It has sensual awakening. It has the journey of an artist. It has a really interesting and dynamic female lead. So many things that I love about a story. Essentially, it is the story behind this painting, a fictional story behind this painting. And this is also like a pretty like kind of breezy to get through as a read. Like, I was able to kind of wolf it down really fast, so this is a good one if you're trying to get out of a reading slump. Next is Where the Crawdads Sing, which I know is such a popular book. I'm sure a lot of you have read it, but this basically follows the life of our main character Kaya, who's known as the Marsh Girl, and she's kind of outcasted by society in her little town, and she kind of finds solace in like nature. She lives in the swamps, so all of her life lessons have come from the sand and the water, and she's very connected with nature, and it's just like the perfect book to read in the summer. Next Next is 2 Virginia Woolf books. Now, as I said earlier this season, it's Virginia Woolf's summer, so I've been trying to read all of her books this summer, and the summer's not finished yet. However, this reading challenge that I set myself on will have to continue into autumn because Virginia Woolf has a lot of books, and I would have to read only Virginia Woolf books all summer to do that. The first one is Orlando by Virginia Woolf, which is about a person who mysteriously jumps through time and also switches gender along with that, so there's lots of interesting commentary, and just like the writing in this book is I literally like read passages and I just like stop and I like read it again because I'm just like, wow, what an interesting way to string words and ideas together. And I feel the same way about Jacob's Room by Virginia Woolf, which this is one of her more underrated books, I feel like. Not as many people talk about it, but this basically follows the life of Jacob, our main character, throughout his life, but it's in like the POV of just the people around him. So we basically consume Jacob only through the eyes of others. And it's also like a critique on Edwardian society on top of that. Again, it's one of those where like I'll literally read a passage and sometimes I'll read it out loud in a sort of Shakespearean way to myself, and I'll literally just like stop and be like, wow, that was like just mind blown, you know? And both of these have this like nihilistic rant at the end, and I always love a good nihilistic point at the end of a book because that's exactly how my mind works. I have been loving Mary Oliver. She's one of my favorite poets of all time. My Instagram feed actually is perfect and catered directly towards Mary Oliver. I'm always getting her poems on those little Instagram text squares, as well as like videos of her reading her poetry, and every time I see one, like, save, and I have 2 of her poetry books here. One of them is Dreamwork, the other one is American Primitive. And if you are trying to get into poetry, I think Mary Oliver is a really good one to start with. If you're already into poetry, you probably already read Mary Oliver, but if not, I definitely recommend her work. The way she speaks about nature and the way she connects that to the world and her life and her growth as a person, I think is just so extremely inspiring, and I just love her. I love her so much. And the last one, I'm honestly just so proud that I finished this book in general, so I have to add it to my list because the pretentious, egotistical part of me just has to let everyone know that I read it. But I did really enjoy it. This is Anna Karenina. I will say I thought all of the characters were extremely interesting. I thought the way the stories jumped from one story to the next within all of like the married couples was a really interesting portrayal of life in that time. I thought it was interesting how, you know, Anna is like held to this extremely high standard while her brother makes the same mistakes and the same sins that she does, but he receives basically no repercussions, and she was basically embarrassed to death by Vronsky in the end. I don't know. There's just a lot. I did enjoy this, and I'm glad I read it, and it's my brother's favorite book. He was the one who recommended it to me, so yeah. This then leads me into my next category, which is movies that I consumed this summer that I really liked. The first one is Anna Karenina, the 2012 movie with Keira Knightley. I watched this movie, of course, right after finishing the book. I thought it was like just like the filmmaking aspect of it, like interesting how they like switched from scenes because you go from one story to the next as we follow these like 3 different married couples. The way they switched scenes was very theatrical. This whole movie was very theatrical and like campy, and I definitely see like the maximalist like 2012 filmmaking influence on it, because you can take these like classic stories and make them into movies but still have it scream 2012 just by the way you make it, which is interesting, especially compared to nowadays. I feel like stories like this are told in a more like subdued kind of way, but I thought it was a really good movie. It was just very 2012 if that makes sense. Totally switching gears, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is such a good movie to watch in the summer. If you haven't seen it, we got Alexis Bledel, we got Blake Lively, we have America Ferrera. I just love stories of girlhood. I'm definitely entering into my rom-com era. I also watched 13 Going on 30 this summer for the first time. Somehow I had not seen that movie all the way through, and it was just such a cute movie, and I watched it when I had a sleepover with my best friends on a night in July, and we had a sleepover and we watched it on the couch, and we all fell asleep on the couch together watching it, and it just reminded me of like the sleepovers I used to have with my friends in middle school. You know, it healed a part of me a little bit. A notable mention, because don't forget Barbie. I'm going to rewatch Barbie every single summer from now on because it's just the summer vibe and I need that inspiration in my life. And I just love Barbie. I know it's like kind of basic and everyone loves Barbie, but honestly, one of my favorite movies. I'm gonna say it. I want to talk about some of my favorite music. You guys are always asking for my music recommendations, which totally makes me feel cooler than I am because I feel like I don't have anything like too obscure to share, but I will share with you just what I've been listening to. Liana Flores has a new album called Flower of the Soul, and And you guys, this is such a good album. It's like bossa nova, but it's a little bit more like esoteric and kind of has like this earthly feeling to it. It's a very like fresh sound. That's like how I would describe it. My favorite songs on this album are Night Visions, Orange Color Day, and I Wish for the Rain. So good. Definitely check her out. I love all of her music. She sings that song Rises the Moon, if you guys know that. That's like one of her bigger hits. Also, summer anthems, Sufjan Stevens, 4th of July, Should Have Known Better, Mystery of Love, Futile Devices. Basically the entire Call Me By Your Name soundtrack is something that I listen to every single summer. Something new I've been listening to as well is the Lady Bird soundtrack, which I definitely recommend. I mean, if you haven't seen the Lady Bird, the movie, you should definitely watch it. I started randomly like listening to the soundtrack one day, and I didn't really appreciate how good that soundtrack was when I was watching the movie. Some notable mentions that I'm sure everyone is already listening to, but I just have to say how much I love them, which is Please 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 by Sabrina Carpenter. I don't think I've ever loved a pop song this much in my life. It speaks to me on another level. I think it's such a good song, and it's also very humorous. And I love humor. Another singular song I've been loving is Pink Pony Club by Chappell Roan and 360 by Charlie XCX. And along with that, this is a throwback, which is Summer Boy by Lady Gaga. Do not forget this song. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. You'll remember it as soon as you hear it. And this song just like got me out of a depression, honestly. So yeah. Oh, also, My Fun by Suki Waterhouse is really good. Also love Suki Waterhouse. Next, I want to talk about just a couple of like makeup and beauty products that I've been loving. The first one, and they sent me this in PR, which, you know, guys, I don't get a ton of PR as an influencer. Like, I know you see like influencers and creators with like literal like mountains of PR every single month. I'm not one of those kinds of creators. I just don't need that much stuff, but I do really like YSL, and they sent me this one, which is their Candy Glow Tinted Butter Balms. I'm missing one because I gave one to my mom. These are so creamy and so good, and they literally smell like candy. I'm obsessed. Favorite one is the Brown Nude. It's kind of this more like cocoa buttery lip balm. It's really pretty. It's been one of my go-tos this summer. It also has like this really pretty pink packaging, which of course I love. Another YSL product that they sent me is their bronzer, which has been the bronzer that I've been using all summer. It's kind of more like a matte, but it has like a little bit of glow, and I prefer more on the matte side, so I think this is like a good mix for me. Also, the packaging is gorgeous. Another brand that I've been loving is Clarins. These are their lip oil balms, which are so hydrating, and I also love the lip comfort oil as well, which is more like a gloss, and I just love these as like a little duo. And my favorite scent of the season has been Juice by Commodity. This is like it's like a fresh berry kind of scent. It smells like a really fresh strawberry, but not too harsh. I don't like super like potent scents. I just like something a little bit subdued, and this is, and I think it's just like the perfect summery scent. Okay, this last category is about to get super random. So the first thing is my Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 80, which is a film camera that I've been loving. It's a point and shoot film camera, so it is super easy to use. I bought it off of Cute Cameras Co. online, just like a vintage camera store, and I've been getting a lot of really cool shots from this. I will put them up on the screen, and I'm very proud of the way that my film photography has progressed as I've been practicing and getting more into it. So yeah, that's super fun and a little hobby as well. The next thing is cherries, and I mean this in cherries to eat, cherries as a concept, cherries as a metaphor in writing, cherries as a visual representation of the sweetness and sourness of summer. It's Cherry Girl Summer. Another really random thing that I've been loving is cottage cheese, and not so much as a concept, but just to eat and to get more protein in my diet, essentially. And I used to hate it, but then I started eating it more and more, and it started growing on me. And it has been like literally the only way that I've been able to get my protein goals this summer, so shout out to cottage cheese. Another thing of a favorite of mine is all the antiques that my grandma recently passed down to me, which if you watched my last video, which was my thrift haul, you've already seen them, but particularly I love this antique writing desk that I got. I love the antique vanity set that I got, and yeah, just random little trinkets that I've invited into my life have been a favorite in general. And my last favorite on this list is the Olympics, which this is the first Olympics that I have really gotten into in my life, particularly Simone Biles. For obvious reasons. I think it's like super inspiring to see someone take a break for their mental health and then come back even stronger, because I think a lot of times as athletes or performers or just anything like this in general that's very intense, it can be daunting to like take a break for yourself, but in the end it's like it paid off for her, and I think that's really inspiring for people to see. I also love the pommel horse guy, Steven Nedorosik. I just love to see nerds win, and I think he has such a cute and authentic personality, and I just love seeing that shine through and seeing people appreciate others that have this like kind of weirdness and quirkiness about them makes me personally feel very seen. I feel like he represents this kind of like non-toxic masculinity, and I think like a lot of young men could look up to a person like this, so it's important to have those people in the media. Also, him and his girlfriend are like super cute. I've been consuming all of the lore around him. He's just everything is just adorable. Last person is Ilona Maher, who is a rugby player, and she is so funny. I'm sure you guys have seen her reels and TikToks, but she kind of talked about how it's okay to be a woman and take up space and all this kind of stuff, and I found her to be super inspiring. And then on top of that, she's just like so funny. Not only we watch for the sports, but like we also watch for the people, and I just like seeing humans express themselves in like really authentic and magnetic kind of ways, and I like that everyone is like appreciating the personalities behind the athletes. I don't know, it's cool. It's a cool phenomenon just in general. I feel like this Olympics is like a little bit different than the ones in the past, and I found it very inspiring. So yeah. Okay guys, that is all of the favorites I have today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's really exciting because this kind of tops off all of my summer videos, which means we are slowly moving into more autumnal content and videos, and I am so beyond excited for that. So if you guys want to leave me recommendations on what you want to see, I already have a ton of stuff planned, but let me know what you guys want to see. I do have a Patreon where I post bonus videos, so that will be linked down below if you want to go subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to see more behind the scenes type stuff, or if you just want to support me as a creator, I appreciate it so much. Follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. It is all just Romney Ellen. Subscribe to the channel if you are not already. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!